Hello, my name is Una and welcome to this special edition of Granny's Garden. It's not my usual Friday gardening video. I'm not dressed in my working clothes. I haven't got a trowel in hand, but I do have a nice cup of tea. I've just reached my first 100 subscribers and I just wanted to take a moment to share this with you and to thank you all very, very much. I feel very, very privileged and very, very honoured. So why did I start this channel? Well, I guess I felt that I had something to share. So I actually do have a master's degree in gardening, but it's not really that. I absolutely love gardening. I love everything to do with plants. I love everything to do with gardening design. And I love to share things with people, and I love them to share with me. I'm always on a learning curve and I'm always experimenting with new things. And there's people out there with a lot to share with me, and hopefully I've got a lot to share with you. When I first moved to this house, I could see clearly that the garden, although after years of neglect, had clearly been created once upon a time with a lot of love and a lot of planning behind it. And it literally ripped my heart out to see that something just through being abandoned had become overgrown. Things were dying. Specimen plants that must have cost a fortune in the day had just simply dried up, shriveled and died away, and it was just breaking my heart. Taking on this garden is a real challenge. It can either be thought of as a disaster or possibly as an opportunity, because it's not only a huge learning ground for me, a place where I can experiment, a place where I can try and put all this accumulated knowledge to some use, and even try to recover the impossible. Just push the limits and see how much is possible and how much is not. This garden has it all. It has the fungal infection, it has the viruses, it has the insects, it has the leggy shrubs that all need to be rejuvenated, it has ones that has to be taken out, it has whole areas that have to be ripped up and replanted. It's a real teaching ground. So the idea of creating a channel and sharing this journey began to form in my mind. I love learning new things, and YouTube's totally new for me. Putting myself in front of a camera, not so much the gardening aspect because that's within my comfort zone, but having to speak in front of a camera, to know where to look, to know how to edit, this is all new. But I adore learning new things. So I guess it was maybe lockdown and the pandemic that gave me a little extra push to say, now's as good a time as any, let's get started. So that was the reason I started in the month of May. The year 2020 will certainly go down in history books, and it's been a very difficult year for all of us. I didn't want the pandemic to define me during 2020. 2020 is the year I became a granny, and it's new life, new hope, and new joy. And that's where the name Granny's Garden came from. So the name of the channel was born. I don't know what I was expecting from YouTube, but I was absolutely bowled over by this community or family that is behind the videos. This contact with people that are as passionate about gardening as I am. I have learned so much over the last 3 months from fellow gardeners and fellow enthusiasts. I've just moved to a zone 6. I've never been in a zone 6, and I can learn a host of things from people who are presently gardening in a zone 6, so I don't have to make the same mistakes that they possibly did 5 or 6 years ago. And then there have been things I've been doing in a certain way for many years, and I find that other people are tackling them in a different way, and I think, oh, that's a good idea. So thank you all for letting me into your lives every Friday, and I hope you will keep joining me every Friday as we try and whip this garden into some sort of shape. So a very, very big thank you from me, Una, and from my channel, Granny's Garden. And this coming Friday, I'll be back in my glad rags with a trowel instead of a cup of tea. But for the moment, thank you so much, and see you next Friday. Bye-bye now.